Hello everyone, welcome to this School of the Future led by Estefanía Benavides, Francisco Ortiz and Laura Barreto. This school could be considered as a type of garden because it is designed for children from 2 to 6 years old. Why do we only admit children from these stages? We are completely interested in showing a solid basis of values that influence the complete student's life. So, we seek our students' happiness, self-satisfaction, and assertive interactions with others. Our school philosophy is especially inspired by Maria Montessori. Children acquire autonomy to do activities they like. Additionally, they are exposed to real-life situations to be aware of their real dynamics and to be independent.
This is why we present to you Life Seed Garden. Today we'll be talking about the policies of the school, who is it for, the architecture, the materials and curriculum, how we will be learning and teaching, and our system of evaluation and assessment. As for our school policies, we mainly have that parents must agree with a more flexible teaching style, taking into account that we won't be having such rigorous evaluation systems. As well, parents must be committed to follow the same educational system at home, where kids are the main characters of their learning story. No type of art form or form of self-expression will be limited. As well, there will be no reward system, as education itself must be fun and kids must want to do it by themselves. There will be no uniforms and no specific type of thinking will be imposed. This in regards of religion or political beliefs, taking into account that in this way we will simulate reality with a working society with all types of different thinking. Now, who is the school for? As it has been mentioned before, school will be mainly for children between ages 2 and 6 who are eager to learn and discover the world around them. Regarding the physical spaces in which our kids will be learning, we will focus our school in nature. Because of this, our school will be located in the countryside, which will give us the opportunity to have a vast amount of outdoor spaces in which kids will be able to familiarize with the nature that surrounds them and learn values through this, learning to respect not only their peers and elders, but also the nature. However, indoor spaces and classrooms will also be required. They will be as open as possible with floor-to-ceiling windows and resembling outside spaces. They will have murals for those students who are most artistically inclined and will as well represent some places all over the world. All of this with the purpose of motivating the kids' sense of exploration. But what sets us apart? We will be doing a great amount of field trips in order for kids to get to know the city and put in practice what they've learned at school. In this way, they will learn how their living area works and how everyday life looks like outside from school, gaining practical skills that will later on be useful. Through these activities, the learning environment will not be limited to 4 walls, nor just the school's property, which at the same time will avoid kids from being stuck in a bubble that isolates them from real life. This is oftentimes a problem that students encounter after graduating, as they have never been exposed to what the outside world looks like apart from school.
So let's talk about the materials and curriculum of our School of the Future. These are the characteristics that should have the materials in our School of the Future. First of all, they should promote child's senses. They must be didactic. They should create on children a visual impact and facilitate for their use. Materials will contain colors, images, music, paintings, textures, and forms. In relation with the curriculum, our School of the Future highlights that educational activities should not put overwork on children. Instead, help them develop their unique critical reasoning and skills in diverse areas such as art, sports, music, literature, math, and emotional intelligence. The curriculum will have an emphasis on self-learning, multicultural learning, and human values. Now we are going to speak about the learning and teaching aspects of our school of the future. One key aspect for the success of our school of the future is the learning process, which can be defined as learning by movement, enjoyment, and cognitive stimulus. As our school of the future will be focused on children from 2 to 6 years of age, through this phase of life, it is known that diverse types of stimulus are vital for develop and improve children's skills. Our objective falls in the importance that children can enjoy the learning process, and the proper way of achieving this is by generating stimulus by movement, enjoyment, and cognitive stimulus. All the activities that can provoke a stimulus in child's mind will be used for the learning process. Now, in relation with the teachers play an important role in our school of the future, because the learning process don't lies in the point that students are teachers dependent, but instead they should have the maximum freedom as possible for learn, and teachers' work will be to establish activities that can produce stimulus in child's mind. In the same way, teachers' activities will focus on developing the critical thinking and cognitive skills to the children by multicultural activities, with the idea that children can learn about different places around the world. Teachers must have clear that this type of education we propose don't search that children memorize and recitate. Instead, enjoy and feel.
Evaluation. The evaluation from this school is not based on memorizing information. Happiness and self-satisfaction referred content learned will be the main criteria. For that, we have designed some strategies to allow the feelings that certain activities chosen freely by students provoke them fulfillment. That is to say, evaluation wouldn't finalize the scholar cycle. Evaluation will start with the learning process. First strategy. Children weekly will fill in a survey. They could choose an option about their feelings with respect to the activities made during that week. Of course, the option would be represented in an animated way. For example, if they want to say they are happy, they will mark a happy face. The form of this survey will be the same all the scholar cycle, with the purpose of the children don't be confused. Also, at the beginning of the cycle, the teacher will explain how the survey works through her or his self-experience regarding a specific activity. Second strategy. Children only will talk about their feelings. Children and teachers will sit down in an outdoor space, like in a round table. Each one, including the teacher, should talk about the opinion or feelings respect the activities made during that month. No one will give an answer to someone else's commentary. The principal purpose will be to listen to each one to others. However, the teacher will be taking notes to then evaluate how to improve. Third strategy. Measuring children's brain waves. When children are doing activities they have chosen, they will have some technology that permits monitoring brain activity. That is to say, if the activity they are doing generates them happiness and satisfaction, their brain will be in beta waves. These waves indicate high levels of concentration in an activity. Finally, to conclude, if an activity really generates a well-being in a student, we will compare these results from those strategies. In the case the results were negative, the teacher will guide the students to start another activity.
So, what are you waiting for? We're expecting you at Live Seed Garden.